And hello everyone, my name is Todd Hilton. Welcome to this edition of Nowhere Videos Meat and Potatoes, the program that shows you easy recipes for great food. Tonight, what I'm going to be making for you is a Seafood Newberg and rice. If you like fresh seafood, this is a great dish. It's not hard to make. It has probably about a dozen ingredients there. It's all mostly little stuff. Most of you probably have these kinds of things in your kitchen already. There are a few that you may need to pick up. This is actually a recipe that was written out by my wife, and apparently I make it pretty good, so according to her. So we're gonna get that started, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, first thing you're gonna want to do is prepare your seafood, in which case I have here shrimp and scallops, and actually these are actually prawns that I have here. You can use any different size shrimp. These are I guess you could call them jumbo shrimp. Isn't that an oxymoron or something? I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm going to actually show you how to prepare these. I have a couple here already that have already been cleaned and cut. So I have one there that's cut, one that's ready to be cut, and then the rest of the bowl here is waiting to be cleaned and cut. This one here, actually, this knife that I have here is going to be going to play an important role here in just a minute. Once I get these cut up here. Okay, and just kind of cut those into a few sections there. Set them aside. I say that's the easy part. Okay, here's the fun part. How to basically gotta shell them out here, for lack of a better term. I'm sure there is one, but I don't know it. This knife that I have here, you can kind of see it's almost like a claw, which is very helpful for doing these type of cuts. And I'm going to be honest with you folks here, I just learned how to do this just today, so bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can here. Start at the tail and just poke the knife down in there, and you're going to want to cut straight along the underside, right down the center there. Okay, and by doing that, that should free up the outer shell there. I'm going to grab some of the front legs there, and he should just peel right open. Okay. Sometimes you can get these to just slide right out. And for the very end by the tail, grab the tail and just pull that right out. Okay, so there we got a shell, and we're gonna dispose of these. So that's the first part there, and once you got him peeled open there, second part here is to well, basically clean out the rear end there. This can be kind of tricky. It's basically this line that runs along the back side. You're going to want to cut that out. Sometimes you can get it with once you get it cut, you can get it started with your fingers there and then just pull it off. Okay. There's only a couple of sections where you might see that. Okay, and now we can go ahead and cut this one. Cut it into about 5 or 6 pieces. Okay. Put that aside. And this is actually about half a pound of prawns or shrimp. Get started on the second one here. Okay, yeah. And then once you get the shell off there and pull that right out, and boop, just pops right out. These make lovely finger decorations, finger puppets. Okay, that was just stupid.
It's the Holly the Prawn Show.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of humor when you're cooking. It keeps it interesting. Yes. Okay, just finished up with the last prawn there, and for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and scoop these back into the bowl I got them out of here. And actually, let's do this. Now next, we've got the scallops, and those are the easy ones. Those you just have to cut up. So now we've got an actual roughly ½ pound of shrimp meat there. Okay, scallops. I must admit, scallops are weird critters. Now you pop them out of a shell, and all they are is just this mass of stuff. They don't amount to much. Kind of, well, hence, like scallop potatoes. They basically look about the same. It's like I said, they're weird-looking critters. And these are actually really large ones. They cut extremely easy. Basically, we're just going to quarter these. And this fresh seafood here came from, I believe it's called the Oregon Smokehouse, right there in Scappoose. Featuring very fresh seafood. I know for a fact these scallops here were just brought in today. They were just caught today. So they are extremely fresh. And well, you don't get any better than that. These were never frozen. These were shelled and immediately put out to be consumed. Okay, actually got a couple small pieces left in here. We're just going to leave those the way they are. Okay, with our seafood all cut up and ready to go, we're ready to start our actual skillet. And first thing we're going to need in that is a little bit of margarine. We're actually going to want two tablespoons. So that's going to be nice how they mark these things so you actually have them sectioned out, so it takes all the guesswork out of it. So we're going to take a couple tablespoons of right, foolproof, and that's a good thing because I've played the fool many times. Okay, so we're going to turn this on a low. Okay, we're going to put this on a kind of a medium-low heat there. Got it on 4 right now. Medium, low. Okay. Okay, got our onion here, and I got a knife to get this thing started. And so this is kind of a smaller onion here. Chop these ends off here. And go ahead and peel this open until we get into the good part of the onion. You ever notice how onions just have layers and layers and layers?
I never noticed that. Thanks for pointing that out, Todd.
Alright. Smells like onion in here. Okay. Looks like there might be a little bit of a bad spot on there. We're going to cut that off, which is always a good thing to do. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and chop this up best I can. We'll remind you folks, I am not a professional chef here. I'm sure this is absolutely the totally wrong kind of knife to be doing this with. but that's okay. I've always made do, so I'm making it work. It really smells like onions in here. Mark, you smell onions?
No, you smell syrup? Sorry.
Whew. Eyes are burning. Ooh. We're actually ready to, our butter's ready, and we're ready to add our shrimp meat and the scallops. We'll go ahead and get those poured in there. Okay, get those started. Now here's some scallops. Okay. Grab a spatula from Spatula City. Okay, so that gets that started. And actually, even that seems like quite a bit, so I'm going to cut that down a little bit, and then we're going to want to chop these up into a lot finer pieces here.
That's fine.
That's fine. I mean, unless you just happen to like large chunks of onion, that's kind of your own personal preference. Okay. All right, so we're gonna let that cook for a while until until our seafood here is pink, which tells you that it's fully cooked. And we're starting to get that already. Some of the shrimp are already starting to turn here. The scallops will actually turn. They'll actually get more opaque. They're kind of semi-transparent right now. When they're cooked, they'll actually turn a more solid color. Okay, as you can see, we're just about ready to add our next ingredient, which is actually going to be a can of cream of mushroom soup. And you can see the shrimp meat is now pink, and the scallops are now kind of an opaque color, more of a solid color. And they actually look a lot like potatoes. I guess hence the name scallop potatoes. They look just like that. So we're pretty much ready. So let that go there. Okay, got that up another notch here, and we're going to get the can of cream of mushroom soup here ready to go. And this actually just goes mix it anything beforehand. Okay. And we're probably going to need a spoon. Alright. Okay, so cream of mushroom soup goes right in there. I keep wanting to say cream of chicken soup. I'm so used to cooking with it. There's actually only a few times that I use cream of mushroom soup. Usually use it a lot in like beef dishes that we've made before, at least as family dinner dishes that we've made. But most of the time we use cream of chicken, so this is definitely one of the oddballs. This is not a dish that we make a lot of. All right, so we got that in there. And now we need to add the milk, the next ingredient there. You're going to want it's actually 1.5 cups of milk. So got our handy dandy little measuring cup here. This is actually just a 1 cup measuring cup. And we'll pour a full cup in there first. And grab another half a cup. Looks like a disgusting mess right now. But I assure you it will look better by the time we're done. Okay, so that's that. There's also, let's see, there's going to be a couple more ingredients that are ready to go in right now. Next one is going to be a lemon juice. Okay, next thing to go in here is the lemon juice. It's actually 1 tablespoon. This is real lemon juice. This is the real deal here. Next best to squeezing it yourself, I guess. So we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and in it goes. Okay, got a couple more here that are going to go in. Actually, we're going to need some pepper. That's actually a quarter teaspoon of pepper, or roughly, more or less to taste, I suppose. You know, whenever you're dealing with seasonings and things like that. I mean, yeah, a little's going to go overboard like that, but it's going to be about right when it's done. So, okay, I'm going to call that good. Because actually, that may look like a little much now, but when you consider what else is going to be going into the dish, we're going to be putting rice in there eventually. It's all going to even out. Let's see. So next we got, actually that's it for that part of it. So now the next thing we need to do is actually bring that entire mixture to a boil. So we're going to go ahead and stir this up as it is. Get that cream of mushroom soup mixed in good. Okay, before that gets to a full boil, we're going to add the next ingredient, which is thawed frozen peas. These are actually just borderline here, but they're going to be the mixture is going to be hot enough where it'll melt that last little bit of remaining ice in there. So yeah, before that gets to boiling, throw those in there. This is recipe calls for a cup. This is maybe a hair more. It's pretty close. It's close enough for government work. So we're gonna call that good. Get those stirred in there, and this is gonna come to a boil. And we've just about got it, actually. Once that gets boiled, and then get our rice put in there. All right, so that looks good there. Okay, we're gonna let that boil, get nice and boiling hot there, and then we'll start throwing rice in. Okay, we are boiling, and we're ready for our rice. Recipe calls for 1.5 cups. But anyone who's cooked with rice is probably well aware that you basically add as much as it takes to soak up the juice. So yeah, okay. Okay, so actually we're going to turn this down now that it's at a full boil. I'm going to turn it down to a low heat. And you know, I may not actually measure this out, because as I said before, you start dealing with rice, and you can't always go by what the recipe says. The rice is going to soak up the juice there, and actually by the time it does that, by the time it takes up the juice, and by the time it gets done boiling over the side, and okay, I've got quite a bit of rice in there now, but as I stir this in, I'll be able to see how much more I'm going to need. Looks like it's still a bit soupy. Start getting this mixed a little bit better there. Start getting the seafood and the peas mixed up a little better, so we start to see everything. Okay, and I'm seeing I'm gonna have to add some more rice, because we're still quite a bit more soupy than we want it to be. So I'm gonna add some more rice. Actually, my box is just about out, but that's okay. I have more if I need it. Okay. Boy, you know what? That is really close. Boy, it wouldn't hurt to have just a little bit more rice into that. And my box is pretty well empty. I'm going to see if I can get out the last little bit out of the box here. And I may even open my second box. The rest of that in there. Actually, I may not need to. You know what? I may not need to. That's starting to thicken up pretty good there. Next thing we're going to want to do, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of smooth this out. Okay. And we're going to want to cover it up. We'll throw the lid on there. Still got it on a low heat, and we're actually going to want to let that stand for about 5 minutes with the lid on. And that should take care of pretty much all the remaining juice that's left in the pan there. All right, the last part of the dish consists of taking a little bit of your butter, and we're actually gonna cut some of that off here. Onion flavored butter, boy. Where else are you going to see that? And you're going to take the breadcrumbs here. These are just regular plain breadcrumbs, nothing flavored or anything. And we're actually going to take 2 tablespoons, approximately, of this stuff here. And call that good. This is actually one that you're going to want to microwave. And this is, well, this is the topping for the dish. So we're going to go over the microwave and get the butter melted, and then we'll have our topping for our Seafood Newberg. We're going to put this in for about a minute, maybe a minute and a half. See how it goes here. All right, we have breadcrumbage. Yeah, probably take a spoon and kind of even that out a little bit here. Okay, actually I'll just take our spoon that we've been using here. And this is what you end up with. It basically, it makes it so it's not just breadcrumbs. It actually has some consistency to it, more than just like a powder. Actually kind of resembles brown sugar. But you're going to take this, and actually kind of smells like brown sugar. That's weird. Going to take this, and we'll take our spoon, and just best you can, just sprinkle this over the top. Now you're not going to expect this to cover the entire surface. I suppose you could if you really wanted to just make more of the breadcrumb mixture, but this is just kind of a light topping. Is all this is. Okay. And you know what? We've got ourselves a dish. So there we have it. Seafood Newberg with rice. Okay, folks, that is going to do it for this edition of Nowhere Videos Meat and Potatoes. We hope you enjoyed the watching of preparing the dish that we call Seafood Newberg with rice. And again, real easy recipe. Definitely best with fresh seafood, with any of our dishes that we make. If the food comes right from the meat department, you know, it's fresh stuff, and it definitely makes a difference in the way it tastes. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. I also want to thank my cameraman, Mark Johnson, who we always trade places for our shows. And when he's up here cooking, I'm running camera, and just kind of take our turns. Anyway, so we want to thank you for watching. And so for Nowhere Videos, Meat and Potatoes, I'm Todd Hilton. Good taters, good meat, good grief, let's eat. We'll see you next time. Nowhere Video is celebrating 10 years of bringing you unique entertainment.